Welcome back to Compt.
Yep, brought to you by Coast Cards in Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania. So that's where we are today, right?
Where are you comping cards?
You know what? I'll tell you what. Since you've been away, that's all I've been doing. Just
I was away for a minute there.
we had to take a break because we had an addition to the Coast Cards family.
She was doing good, and then we had a scare, so then I was away even longer.
Yeah.
But then we're all good again.
Well, yeah. You know, I'm glad that was able to be taken care of so efficiently and fast, and I'm sure effectively, right?
Yeah, for the viewers
know.
at home, it was just a very minor heart defect that she was born with. So they went in, fixed it.
I spent a night in the Ronald McDonald House, and I'll tell you what, those people are unbelievably nice.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget, my daughter had a brain tumor 2 years ago, and I was going to come back, but then it started to snow, sleet like crazy, and 80 on that stretch is such a disaster. Yeah. So there was no place at that one hotel right in front there, and so the lady said you could stay at the Ron. So I did. It was more of like I just needed to chill the hell out, you know, because the next morning was the surgery. It was crazy. I know what you're going through, brother.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? And it is difficult, you know.
Trying to get back to reality slowly but surely. So.
Right. Well, you know, I was trying to cheer you up and all that fun stuff that, you know, goes along with being the shop owner and cards and social media and going to shows and having a little bit too much fun sometimes. One thing that we were talking about, though, you and I, was this guy, Jason Page.
Oh, God. Jason Page. Oh, God.
You know, I have a surprise for you.
I've told you about my grail for Jason Page, right? Like, I have my thing that I will not sell. Like, this is the thing that I will never get rid of. It's what I own. I've assembled it over years. Back in 2019, I went to my first convention. It was the anime convention they used to do in the Javits Center, where they do New York Comic Con. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, we went to this anime convention, and we actually got to meet the voice actors for like all these different animes, all these different voice actors, Naruto. And the specific one that I was like really interested in meeting was Jesse and James from Pokémon.
Okay.
But they ended up being there, and it was getting down to the end of the show, and James had gone to a panel, but Jesse was still there. Jesse's played by Rachel Lewis.
Okay.
Okay. So I got her to sign my statue, had a great interaction with her. A year or two later, she passed away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, now I have this statue with her signature on it. And at this time, I had probably 4 more signatures on it. And I just kept going. Mm-hmm. I just kept going and going and going. And now I have probably about 12 different signatures on the statue, all from different Pokemon, all from different Pokemon actors, all from different voice actors and people who just make the noises for Pokemon.
You think that they let me make a noise on a Pokemon cartoon?
What would the noise be?
Well, listen, just because I have to ask this, because if they let me, like, I'm a fan of the Flamingo and the Ninetale, Squirtle, so I can make all those kind of noises if I had
So
to.
what would the flamingo sound like?
Nah, that's no
I'm
way.
putting you on the
There's
spot.
no way
I will
in
tell
hell.
you-
No, that's one that you got, no. You'll have to get me off guard. There's no way. Ain't happening. I want to show you something, though. Because, listen, you said to me, oh, Jason Page, and what, I don't even know. A Squirtle. Like, come on now. Yeah, there you go. You can make, I immediately went to eBay and I said, I am going to buy it now, ending soonest, cheapest price, and this is what I was able to acquire because I had to. $38. Seriously. Catch them all. Autographed, like it's, I didn't get it yet, right? But autographed, catch 'em all, Jason Page, $38, right? The price has shot up. That is just, you know.
It's Beckett certified.
It is Beckett, right? And I am going to say this. So it's not for sale. We're just going to have it here at the shop for a while. It's $38, man.
That's it. We're going to put it on display.
Yeah, we'll just put it on display, have fun with it, and then one day, you know, when everything calms down, it will go up in price just like you know, everything. Probably November, the highest price of Pokemon will ever be.
So,
You know?
if you don't know the controversy already, so there's a nice YouTuber out there in the world. His name's Boosters and Bangers. He's a pretty awesome guy. He owns his own rock band, his own stuff. But had an interaction with children, you know, at a card show. And what happened is they got a card from him, and it was a Gengar card. Okay, Japanese base set, and it was worth about $75 to $80. Okay, and they go to Jason Page's table, and they trade him this card for a fake robo grading card. That's a promo card from AGS.
Right. So we're familiar with AGS. I guess one thing that I've never said on here is, so when you grade with AGS, their grading system, what their AI system is what they named it was robo grading.
Yep.
Right. So that if people don't know that, hopefully they do now, because that really is, you know, it's the same company, two different names, and I don't think, you know, people could think weirdly about that.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm saying, because we do use them, and they're very nice people, you know.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the controversy comes into play with, you know, if you go and look up that card on eBay, you can see that specific card that's in the video, you'll see that it has Pokemon on it, but it's a promo card that AGS gets endorsed, and you go on eBay, you can buy them from anywhere between $5 to $10. Okay, and then this one's graded a Gem Mint 10 from AGS, which, I mean, it's kind of tough because, like, if you're, you know, it's AGS grading their own promo card, so who knows, you know, is it truly a Gem Mint 10?
And he's been, and I've seen, right, like he is a promoter of AGS, their product, the way they grade. So you can't, you know, I mean, it is kind of like what it is. You know?
Yeah.
Listen, he's not a breaker, but breakers get 10s all day long, you know. What's the difference?
Yeah, so they traded this card, got Jason Page to sign it. They had this certain signature. I guess you have in front of me, you have, this is his pricing. Is this how he prices his signature?
Yes, but no, hold on. Now, tell me, is there a difference between signatures with this guy? That's where the controversy, I think there is a little bit of how he charges more for the way he signs his name.
Well, yeah, like I have, yeah, I have on the statue, it's signed like this.
Okay.
It's actually signed like how a rapper would get like a face tattoo.
Right.
I have it signed like that on Snorlax's face. And it's just like this.
Right.
So
he has another one that it's his full name.
Apparently, it's like it's written out where it's Jason Page,
I understand
and not
now.
just
not this.
JP.
Not like looks like a bus with some tires. I guess. Got to catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Got to catch them all. They redid the song, right?
Well, yeah, he did do a remastered version of it.
Right.
But he did the Pokemon theme song. That's his main thing.
Right.
That he's
But going
known
into
for.
the 30th anniversary, they have a new mixed out one ready to rock and roll. I believe. I don't know how to call it rock and roll, but
hopefully by K-pop singers or something.
It's that K-pop, right? There you go.
Well, hopefully it's. I would hope that they would like tap into that industry maybe a little bit. I don't know. I would. I don't want to see Jason Page back singing the Pokemon theme song. I could understand all those years ago, you know, why you might outsource and reach out to different people who might, you know, be in that industry, and him being one of the recognizable names. Sure.
So. Okay, so I guess this is my question. Like, okay, so we understand, like, when he's at the show, you know, it doesn't look good for him, right?
Well, yeah, and in general, just like he's an entrepreneur who goes out there and he records all this stuff, right, and does all this with his voice because he's a musician in hindsight. But like when you're going around and you're selling cards, right? So there's clips of Jason Page going to conventions where he's going up to vendors and saying, hey, I will sign this card and it will intrinsically bring your value up. Or he uses a certain word, like it'll bring the value up of the card by me signing the card.
Well,
and like
maybe.
That's tough to hear. But the whole ending of the controversy, it seems like it's going to die down now, and you're going to see it probably be done for a little while.
It's over.
Because Boosters and Bangers made a follow-up video to justify like how he priced the card, And he justified it by saying that that card will PSA 1, and that if it will PSA 1, it'll be a $300 card.
Right.
Well, then grade the card yourself, buddy.
Right. Right. But I mean,
You can't charge that price for raw cards.
I actually saw that. I did see that, and I did see lots of things out there this week with pricing of cards, value of is this, value of is that. I'm gonna say this. On the card market side of things, I don't know. It's a deal. It is what it is. But with a kid, he should have just been like, "Hey, man, there you go. Take it for free," or something like that. Because I'm going to tell you what, and Nate, I'm sure you know this, Brian, firsthand. When we're at shows, how much stuff we give for free to kids.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable.
That's our biggest thing for when we go vending. When I go vending with my buddy, that's what we do. We make sure we give back to the community.
Right. Listen, we take that big booth with a wheel, and half of the time I'm giving them mystery boxes to kids.
You're giving out helmets.
Just crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff.
Absolutely. But, and here we are, a small shop. And he's that, I just wanted to be the voice of Squirtle, man.
Well, he does say that. He calls himself a voice of a generation because of all the things that he's known for being in. Like he's in so many different things, so many different commercials. He's very recognizable, but hey.
I can't.
I mean.
You know what? Hey, listen to this. Wait a second. Is he in a commercial now that would be on TV? Like right now? No, he's not.
No, not that I could think of.
Not that. So everything would have to be pulled off of YouTube, right?
Yeah, they go and search for it, yeah.
Yeah, well, got to catch them all, I guess. I'm sorry, but I had to.
Listen, I would charge $60 for my autograph if I can. Maybe one day.
Maybe we can make it happen, right? That'd be great. But when you were gone, I'm still doing my thing, and I'm noticing all of Disney products out there sitting, right? Fabled is it, right? Fabled has been sitting, and not Fabled. I'm sorry, Lorcana, Fabled, Whispering Well, Wilds Unknown, and Winter Spell. All this Lorcana stuff is sitting in our region, right? The northeast mid-Atlantic, right? And I see it sitting out there. It's sitting in the shop, and I said to myself, "What is going on here?" So I started to look online, and I started to look on eBay, and I started to look at different values of charting of where it was, what we have it priced at, and what it currently is going for now. And I'm going to tell you what. So, just to give an example, Lorcana Fabled, right? We were selling when it first came out at the shop here for $8, I think. Then we moved it to $9, and from there we have never touched it. There was 11 packs sitting out there, and of course we're doing something else with them because they're selling on eBay for $30, right? And there's a reason for it, right? Because the cards are enormous. The cards are $1,700 for Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, almost $1,100, $600 for Winnie the Pooh, $450 for Ariel, $330 for Mickey Mouse with these Steamboat Willie. That's the fun card. It's something character of life. I don't know what, Enchanted, right? For $330. They're big cards, man. That's why they're chasing that, and that's raw value. That's raw value. It is unreal. And when you start to look at like what's currently out there on the market and what people are not grabbing, is the Lorcana market, and there's money to be made with all of them. And
I can't believe this.
Yeah, I know, but it's unbelievable. But when you look, here's another one. The set is Wilds Unknown, right? And it is Buzz Lightyear die cut. It's not die cut.
No.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Jungle Ranger, right? I don't know what the hell that even means. $1,700.
Yeah. I think it has to do with certain rarities, and they almost work like if you're playing Magic. Like some of them are like commanders, some of them are just creatures you can bring out. You can't with me with Lorcana. I'm not a familiar.
No, but like When it first came out, listen, I'm going to tell you. So, it was like, okay, something has to start moving here because it came out right when Pokemon just said, and now we're going to be 2 years out from our 30th, and they started to push
I
stuff.
think that's what started helping Pokemon is things like this, like Lorcana.
It's sad.
Right, but what didn't sit is Pokemon.
Right.
Right.
But
I
now,
think the more sets that kept coming out and trying to be the next Pokemon only made Pokemon more wanted.
yes. Yeah. Listen, I have opened these products, the Lorcana stuff, and they're very different. And you better hope that you get a hit. Is it worth the money? Is it worth the gamble? Sure, $30 for a potential $1,800 card. Sure, absolutely. But then these other ones are 20s. $20 a pack, $15 a pack. They're there. I'm just saying that there's an open market there. Come on down to Coast Cards because we have a ton of them sitting out there, and we'll certainly sell them to you. But there we are. Just a little interesting TCG advice from me, apparently, that kind of stuff. But what do you think though? Do you think that there's room at card shows for that?
That's kind of where my next question was going to be for you too. Is like, where do you feel that Lorcana will fit in at a card show? Because I could tell you that when I go to a card show and I see somebody selling like the niche cards, it's probably either one or two things. One, it's either because that's the only thing they are investing their time into, or they're just doing this like as a one-off thing. I'm here for this card show. I have some different random numbered cards from Disney and stuff. Mm-hmm. So what do we make of it? Like, how do you add that into the market? I think it just fits in.
Well, okay, listen. As a guy who spends a lot of time in front of the booth, and then in the morning I fill the booth and I'm in the booth and I see what's moving and I'm on the floor, and we used to do the same booth. There's 4 tables, 12 showcases. We used to do entertainment. We used to do Disney. We used to do Pokemon. We used to do One Piece. We used to do Wise Schwartz, right? That box we just sold. We used to do
Swiss Miss.
Leaf. Yeah, Swiss Miss. Leaf. We used to do all this stuff to take up like 3 showcases, right? And it never moved. I mean, it never moved. And so we said, honest to God, screw it. We did say, get it out of here. And then we just went to sports for a long time. And then Pokemon started to take up a half a showcase, then a second showcase, and you're on to a third showcase, and nothing else, like nothing else moves. Like it sits there. I've tried it. I cannot say that. We've done this. We had Lorcana stuff in showcases before. Never moved, man.
Yes, sports and Pokemon just seems to be where to go, especially sports-wise. Sports-wise, it's definitely in the case hits and autos for modern, vintage. It's anything that's of value, of want.
Here, listen. I'm going to say this, because this is perfect. Do you Lorcana, One Piece? Okay, but now, wouldn't more people know and more people want what I'm about to turn over to show you? What I am going to give you, and you're looking at the back of it, right?
I don't even know what that is. It looks like a paint smear on the back.
It's a puzzle piece to the back of a card.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2 clues. It's from the 70s, and it's blue.
I don't know.
Okay. But wouldn't you think that what I'm about to show you, I'm going to show these guys first, would have more attraction because of who it is, what it is, and what genre it is, than this fabled stuff.
I bet that goes for a nice penny.
It's a nice card, isn't it?
It's a very nice card.
So this card, didn't a PSA 10 of this just sell for banging bucks, like six figures? This is not a PSA 10. This is like a PSA 6, 7, maybe not. I don't know. It's bottom heavy and top light. But cool card, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of stuff where it seems like if you don't go to the National, you're never going to see this kind of stuff anymore out there. It's just going to be Pokemon, sorry.
Wow.
And what did that go for? How much?
Raw, I mean, I see a raw one on Card Ladder for $370, but this one's better centered than that one. That's pretty cool.
Well, you know.
There's some really beat up ones on here for like cheap.
Absolutely. So I'm going to tell you what. We bought a collection one time. This guy was the best. He lived in this old house. He loved wearing guns and boots, and
He loved wearing guns?
well, he just wore a gun around the house.
I didn't know gun could be like a fashion statement.
Well, I've got to believe the safety was on, but it was like a Western, I was sitting there with him in this tiny room, and I'll never forget. And he puts his hands down on the table and he goes, "So what do you think, Gabe?" I said, "I'm kind of like at the $5,000 mark." And he goes, "I'm kind of at the 7." I said, "Well, I'll meet you in the middle, 6." We shook on it, grabbed it, and I took the stuff. And I'll never forget, he ran out to my car and he goes, "Make sure you take this stuff." I have 2 complete sets of this.
You have 2 complete sets?
2 complete sets of that. Yep. That are from that era, sleeved, not top loaded. I haven't moved them because, like, if you're moving one, you just move them all. If you're gonna re-sleeve them, and just don't do it like so. I'm just saving it for one of them days.
Might not be a bad idea. Take it to a show one day.
Well, yeah, I never get time at shows to do anything. That's not how I am. I got to move and shake, make things happen.
Oh no, we got enough kids now. We can assign kids to those.
Now we do. Well, we'll see what happens with them guys. But hey, listen, look, I gave you this awesome thing here. I think maybe you want to tell everybody about. It's the Pokemon calendar of release. Listen, I think that's big news for
Release
anybody.
Meesh.
Right. Any collector, any flipper, any shop owner, any shop manager,
You release
flippers.
so much stuff.
Need to know
So much.
how much stuff is actually coming out, because in a second we're going to talk to you about the overproduction of things as well.
That does not come out.
When's that? Which one are you looking at?
This one comes out July.
First Partner Series 2 comes out in July.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Well, I'm making sure I tell you because it's I don't know why it has a date for June on there. There's Pitch Black in that.
Pitch Black is July 17th.
Yeah.
I heard that from multiple
Pitch Black
people.
is in the series 2 as well, though.
Okay, gotcha. So it's going to be after, along with it. Series 2
it's got to come out with that.
Comes out with it. Yep.
Got to.
So, I have seen an increase of product on the street with Pokemon. I've seen the increase of product walking into the shop with Pokemon. So it seems like it's not a problem anymore to get.
Yep.
It certainly has calmed down.
It's starting to help a little bit that they're releasing so much more too. But they're only releasing so much more because it's time to get into the market. It's time to expand and make sure that we are capitalizing on this.
So are we going with the 30th anniversary set, September 16th? Is it in September?
That's going to be a big day.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to call up all the college boys and be like, college boys, you are assigned to go work for Coast Cards today. You have to go get some 30th anniversary collections right now and bring them back here. I do not care if you're in Lehigh. Get your butt back here.
Right. Well, so they have a lot going on. There's a lot coming out. And, when you see things like that, a release calendar that is pretty aggressive, and then you look at companies like Panini, who are having trouble getting something printed and are pushing things back and back and back. I just keep seeing it. Don't be looking at my papers. I got all kinds of fun stuff. But
Big Bird doing them there?
There is a I got a Big Bird. There's something here now. Oh, here it is right here. 10 billion cards printed in 2025. I printed this thing off here.
Oh, I have
Did you see this? 10 billion cards printed, and it wasn't enough. Right now they did 43, 42 billion in the last 4 years. They probably did more than 50 if you come up to did when this came out, like maybe like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, they're just insane how much money there is.
See,
And
this app right here is what I'm gonna start testing out. This Vinted right here.
Vinted app, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This Vinted app seems very good.
Okay.
I'm going to try it out with sports cards and see how well it does.
You know, there's a lot on here talking about resellers and, you know, where you can find them. And it's just not your normal places. There's got to be 30 of them on here that have Pokemon, and I'm sure other stuff too. You know, how much you trust that, though?
I like how this breaks down all like the percentages on everything too.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but how much do you trust? I think now, moving forward, trusting a pack that comes in here, I think you could. But, you know, like, there's so much out there right now. You know, I've seen fakes, man. I've seen good fakes. I've seen good fakes. Did you see that one with Jackson Dart? They just ripped the sticker right off the back. It was unbelievable.
I did see that.
I just think there's so many places right now that you can get and attain Pokemon that now is going to be the test. Will people still go, you know, okay, we have, just when we talk about different sets coming out between now and the 30th anniversary, there is, ETB-wise, when we're talking like what's going to come in an ETB, because that's what everybody wants. They want these ETBs. Okay, buy the ETBs. That's great, man. You know, you're getting a promo. You know, you're getting X, Y. How many packs? 9?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know. I never thought chasing that was, you know, something like I wanted to do. You know, it's just kind of like, I'd rather get like the booster pack or something like that, and just like whatever.
I'd rather rip open like the bundles.
Yeah.
I'd rather do bundles.
I don't play the game, so why do I need all that other stuff?
I understand. I mean, for me, like it's easy because like I play the game.
Right.
I go and play a shop almost every Tuesday as long as I can make time.
See, I would take that coin and like try to, I'd have it in my mouth and choke on it, man. So that's why I don't do
even
stuff.
allow myself to use the coin because I think I'd hit myself in the eye with it, and that's not good.
Right in the eye with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only pitch black is coming in a.
Pitch black, yeah, which
gotcha.
that's Darkrai set. That's all that is. It's just it is honestly a set that is exploring the most recent DLC.
Yep.
Because that came out for the game, which had Mega Darkrai, it had Mega Zero Aura, it had lots of different new Megas. Mega Chandelure was one that they introduced as well. And then the biggest announcement we had, though, recently was all of this 30th anniversary talk. We got to see a lot of these new reveals with some tag teams coming back into play. It looks like we're getting a brand new rarity, which we don't really have a name for it yet, but it is energy-based. And it's also been revealed that it looks like we're going to get some starter variants to this new rarity as well, where we get Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard.
Well, you know how I am. I'll let you tell me when stuff comes out, and we'll start looking for it, because that's a lot to remember. I don't know how the hell you do that.
I do pretty good.
I don't know, but I'm going to say this. Because we were talking pitch black, right?
Yeah.
So what the Pokemon Center, right, is saying,
They
right,
dropped.
that it did, right? And so this is what the products that they had cooking on their site there.
The 3-pack blister, the box, the
Your-
ETB.
Right. I like the artwork there. I like the black.
Yeah,
I think
I don't really remember what the regular one looks like. I'm assuming that he's probably closer to the front of the box or something, not as spaced out.
Right.
It seems that the theme with the Pokemon centered mega boxes seems that they are spacing them back more.
Yeah. Well, listen, I hope they just don't print the stuff to death. But I am going to say this to you. So they are, in my mind, when you look at pricing, right, they have started to print it too much. And you're going to be able to see this, right? Because when you look at some of these cards, the price is down significantly.
Right, but the Meowth, I mean, that's crazy for a $190 Meowth. You know how much I sold my Meowth for? I regret that.
How much?
$100.
Here.
Yep.
190 now.
I sold it at $100 when it first came out because market was like $140.
Right.
I didn't think it was gonna explode that much with the Meowth.
Right.
But now look at that card, $70.
Yeah.
I had that when it was 110. Thank God I got out of that card so quickly.
Right. How about here?
The gold, that sounds about right. It sounds like that's been pretty standard.
All
I
right.
don't think it's moved much.
Is the poke pad that's still going like $15, $14? Is it really?
Because it's playable.
Yeah,
it's good.
Playable, right?
Playable.
Playable means something, right?
Playable is good.
And so, nice artwork on some of them blah artwork, and then you have full art cards in this set that are just phenomenal, and they're freaking $2, right?
Like the Spupa.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
My buddy, so I love Perfect Order. I think Perfect Order might be my favorite, just normal set to come out, because I love the Spupa they made in this set. The Spupa is literally just sitting in a little lawn chair, just chilling, just having a good time.
Is that what you want to be doing right now?
We
kind of are.
I am. I'm not.
It's a little warm outside. I think it's kind of better.
I don't know
in
if I'll
here.
go outside like today, because today is really aggressive.
It is with the humidity, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a little gross, but also it's not August, and that makes me even more scared. Because August is always bad.
And next week we're supposed to get the June swoon, is what they're calling it.
Swoon.
June swoon. With all this Pokemon talk, right? The Pokemon company is cracking down, right? And listen, this is all over the internet, man. What? I mean.
Oh, you want to talk about this?
Well, I think we have to, because with the increased people who are, or do you think with all this production of stuff, do you think that the majority of people who are buying Pokemon are in it for the flip, or in it to play it, or in it to collect it?
There's a good mix.
Do you think it's that good of a mix?
There's like that. There's not just that good of a mix. It is that kind of mix. Cause
Okay.
So it's like me and my buddy. Me and my buddy play, but we also flip cards for part of our side job. That's what we do.
Sure.
We go and try to find collections whenever we can,
Right.
and try to make a profit off of it. We started off our vending business with an $1,800 lot that we bought that we ended up being able to flip for $4,100. So
Okay.
it wasn't massive, but it was big enough.
Okay.
It was good enough to make it sustainable. So now we sit around anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 in inventory. I think this weekend going up to Viewmont, we are sitting on right under 5, like 4.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we have a pretty nice amount for Pokemon.
Most raw or graded?
We try to stay away from graded right now because of that.
Yeah.
Which what I just pointed to on Gabe's paper is that they are banning the sale of graded Pokemon cards at CCG events. So what does that mean? That means that at regional events, at local events, at events run underneath the Pokemon name, you will not be able to have any graded PSA cards for sale if you're a vendor there. Which, good for the community, but it also brings into question, like, why should people sell their, cards from 2016? Why should people sell their cards from 2000?
It gets worse, though, right?
Yeah.
So it gets worse. It's like items priced above $1,000 are banned from vendor sales. What the hell is that? I've seen boxes of Pokemon Go for freaking $40,000.
There's some tweak with that. So what's that exactly say again?
It says items priced over $1,000 banned.
I think it's only sealed.
Okay.
I think singles is still okay because Pokemon itself has to understand their own market. That when they are putting out an SIR, you are technically putting out a case hit, if we want to say it that way. Okay, because when you open up one booster box, you can pull one or you don't. I've ripped 3 booster boxes of Mega, and I pulled 1 SIR out of 3.
Okay.
So just tells you right there, it's not guaranteed. It happens, it doesn't.
Right. Well, I see not just that, right? So the Japanese stuff is going to be restricted.
Yep.
As you and I both know, they created this.
Yep.
They created this. That new generation of people running that company have just taken this to the next level. It's the biggest IP in the world.
Yes.
It is enormous. I look at the cards all the time. We've been ripping a lot Pokemon stuff recently. Good, bad, and ugly.
What have you
Selling a
ripped?
lot of singles,
What have you
right?
ripped without me?
Oh God, no, lots, man. I know it's lots. I know it's been lots. We for sure ripped stuff, and we were getting good stuff, singles. But with all this stuff with Pokemon, the popularity of Pokemon, the explosion in collectibles, the whole sector as a whole, sports cards, primarily when you look at charts and graphs, right? That show vintage is the strongest sector of sport cards. There is no question. Has held up, and it's tried and true. Now comes a place where there is big money in vintage Pokemon, and where I'm going with this is, what if they say, okay, we're going to just continue to print the living hell out of this, right? And people get sick of it, right? So I am going right down the road with Gary V and friends, right? And the reason why I'm saying this, man, and I listen to
The next Pokemon.
right, he saying he wants to be, and I'm going to put this right here, and it doesn't matter to me.
What
I
the fuck is Black Panther here?
I think that he has the right idea. I've heard him speak. Listen, you got to love him or hate him. That's kind of where everybody is with him. I kind of on the side of like, listen, I think the guy's brilliant. I understand where he's coming from.
I just want to understand his full story. I don't understand it.
I don't. Listen. I personally, I'm somebody for the right now, and right now he's looking to take market share from Pokemon, and it's very easy, right? It truly is.
Mm-hmm.
It truly is very easy right now, because if you can't get that product if you're just looking, let's just retail, right? If you can't get that, they had hobby, but the retail was megas and blasters with this product, and gonna be in big box stores. They don't have Pokemon. Then they see this, and they see it's relatively priced decently, and Topps makes it, and now again, it's sold out, right? Truly, I tried to get the V Friends 2026 Topps Chrome.
What's your favorite V friend?
Mine.
I can't remember his name.
I still have it. Now hold on. Now you caught me off guard. Now, Blobbyfish.
Blobbyfish.
I do have it in the office
There's some
there.
case hit Blobbyfish in this new V friends.
Well, I just think that everybody seems to be wanting to grab a share of this market, and when and Topps is doing primarily entertainment stuff. This is primarily entertainment stuff. I mean, is there a game? Is there this? Is there that? I don't even know. But wait till Topps just comes out with a TCG product, right? And they have the distribution, and they call the shots. And if you don't take the product, you ain't getting shit, right? That's what's going to happen. And if you do take the product, and it flops, you're stuck with it.
It'd be cool.
Right.
It'd be cool to see Topps do like a trading card game IP.
Well, they're late to the party.
I know.
They're late to the party, and
Well,
so maybe they won't do it.
it all started with Magic.
They did advertise, and I do know this because I saw it online, for a vice president of TCG development last year. Topps.
Topps did.
Yeah, I saw it online.
I should have applied.
You would have done great with it.
I probably would have.
It would have been great.
I probably would have lasted a whole year and.
Whole year and then some. Well, so this is the kind of stuff that's happening out there, and Gary and all that fun stuff. Hey, listen, I like him. I think it's ingenious of what he's doing, and I'd like to get an autograph card of his, which is very expensive, right?
Yeah, he just have them though.
I got,
There's
so
a Mr. Beast sign card in his
I
new
saw,
product.
I saw that. And, speaking of that, right, I got involved in the EQL for this product, okay? And before this product, I have been shut out probably of 6 or 7 straight products.
7?
Truly, 6, 7, right?
Truly 6,
Truly,
7.
6, 7.
Truly.
I thought to myself,
Truly, Brian, truly.
truly 6, 7, right there
Truly.
on the wall. Yeah. I truly thought to myself, I was going to get something because I went for hobby. I maxed out on it. They did megas, they did blasters. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, and then of course, I thought I was going to get something. Of course, some, people are in, oh, you got V-Friends, you got Free Friends. You go on their website, man. You go on their website. It shows you where the retailers are. Coast Cards is one of them. Where's the product? No bullshit. No bullshit. Can't get the product, can't obtain the product, and I'm not going to buy it at 5x.
Yeah, no way.
It's not there.
Not worth
but
selling for that.
what I'm saying to you, if you go on their website, no kidding, when you go on vfriends.com or whatever the heck it is, and you go to this product, Series 2, 2026 Topps Chrome, and you look at retailers, actually says where to find product, and Coast Cards pops up there. Listen, we don't have the product.
Too
So
much.
I think that the market share to take from Pokemon, has come and gone. Now they're printing so much of it, but now that people are going to get sick of it, maybe having an alternative that's obtainable for people, this is where he's hoping to go. But you got to print more of it, right?
Yeah.
We were lucky. Listen, I'll never forget. Last year for this product, maybe that's why I got nothing this year. I got 2 hobby boxes at $99 per. No kidding. They were going for $400 plus each. Same day, gave them to Brian. We flipped those for $800 in under 24 hours, and they were gone out the door. And it was like, get rid of it. And then the loudness of that disappeared really quickly and went right to Pokemon. But now, listen, he's out there trying. He's not screaming loud enough. Nobody's hearing him. That's where I wanted to tell you. It's not in everybody's face like that is, right? It's just, it's not. Topps, to me, and if I was this guy, and I'm sure that there's money exchanged, I'd be like, where's your marketing and advertising for me? Because that's not happening. Maybe they feel that they don't have to, but then who the hell knows about it? Because when you talk about that, there are people to this day that I know walked into this shop today who have no idea who that guy is, nor that product. Tell
Well,
me.
everybody's talking about PSA, of course. Oh.
Well, I know.
What's
that,
new?
What's new with these guys? We knew it was coming. So just shut it down, right? Shut it down, be done with all the value bulk, all that nonsense, increase everything to friggin', almost a year. And listen, it didn't make a difference. They had a 10 billion card backlog. And by the time that they announced, hey, shut it down, they say, I think, 4 million plus cards in days. Dude, you're talking...
And did you see what they recently came up with?
What, to solve that problem?
So they have now installed the backlog locator onto their website.
Oh,
And pretty much it just tracks their backlog. And what it shows is that they are currently at a 14 million backlog within value and value bulk. And it is approximately going to take 5 to 6 months to get out of it.
All right, so I got an email from them. Right, here it is. PSA customer service. Listen.
I'm so glad I canceled my subscription, just so I'm so clear on that.
They acknowledged that they got my shipment over 2 months ago. Today I get an email from them, I kid you not. Order received, your shipment order number, blah, 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 submission number, quantity, whatever. What's a 50 quantity, right? Tracking the app and all this stuff. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, the last time I looked, it was looking at the middle of August, right? Let's see if that moved up.
I feel like it's definitely going to say November.
November? But listen, I don't know. We have a lot of see that bulk had football in for us.
Is that all football that you sent out?
The majority.
Yeah.
Okay, what does it say? Estimated. Oh, August 24th, right there.
We can be hopeful.
No, you can be hopeful. Maybe it'll come sooner, but
Hopefully there's some Knicks cards in there.
no, there's not. No, Caitlin Clark rookies
Oh, okay.
and football. But so listen, I see it. You see it. I see it. Everybody sees it. We did this show last weekend. I know the guys saw it. Nobody's afraid to touch, AI graded cards. Nobody is, anymore. It seems like it doesn't matter as long as the card is the card. If they wanted to crack it, crack it. The show we went to was primarily Pokémon, right? But there was good tables. Don't get me wrong, and it was a fun event.
At the Electric City show?
The Electric City show, yeah. It was a great event. We had a lot of fun.
But people were buying the AGS cards?
Yes.
That's good.
AGS cards. We've sold AGS cards. We sold singles. It was, I think that, the show like that will grow. We'll see what they do with that. But,
It sounds like he's planning to do a second show. Is hopefully next year I'll be able to join.
Yeah. Listen,
That'd be nice.
Yeah. But I see, more other tag. I see tag out there. I see Arena Club. More Arena Club now than ever. I see Arena Club slabs out there. And, it's like, what do you do? I would never see them up north, man. I would see them all down south. That HGA, see that a lot now.
There's Ace still.
There's been some really weird ones, and I can't do it. There's some of them you got to build a relationship and trust, right? And now if you look at AGS, right? And this isn't not a plug for these guys, but it certainly sounds like it. I'm telling you, man, they graded some big time cards. A Tom Brady 101 refractor, blah blah vinyl, all that fun stuff, right? Gold, Tom's coming out of it with his hands hitting in the face. 10, right? Other big cards, sports they're starting to get into big time, and they're videoing it and they're showing them going on the road and doing it right at shows. And that is huge. And that's what people want, and they're going to demand it. I have been predicting this for 2 years. No bullshit. It does it on that side of this business, because that's what this is, right? Is speed and efficiency and accuracy, right? That's what has to happen. And if you can't get it out of the human element, you have to get the human element out of your business, right? Now, I am not in agreement with that for vintage cards. I'm absolutely not, right? I think with AI, you're missing that smell, feel, touch, kind of human eyeball feel, because last thing you want to do is here comes a 52 mantle, right, that somebody made in China, and AI says, oh, it's a 10, it's the first 10. I'd be super, because it doesn't have that, right?
Right.
So PSA needs to get with the times, or I don't know, but with TCG though, man, when you look at the numbers, we did the numbers how many times? It's from pack to sleeve to out the door to grading.
Right.
And everything's open, right? You told me that. Right? You told me that, and that is true. That's true almost, You see it on the shelves, but the next time you go there, it will be gone.
Yeah.
You'll get your fill, but the next time you won't, But the next week you will. It just seems that way, So that's kind of,
Yeah, more will come out with PSA. We'll keep track of the backlog. We'll see if anything else happens that's interesting. We talked about them so much the last couple of weeks.
But Beckett is an opportunity for people. SGC is an opportunity not for anything other than vintage.
Right.
Don't even send your cards there. Do us all a favor. You're going to hate it anyway. You want a 2026 whatever in a SGC slab. No. No, we did it. Just from our experience. No, I have said, and I am continuously to say this, because I'll stick with 1986 is where I think things changed with production and quality and quantity and all that fun stuff. 86 and earlier, I think, would belong there, right? I don't, nothing with the TCG, and they do it, and listen, it looks bad. It just looks horrible. PSA or some of these other ones that look very good. Those AGS slabs are super crystal clear. Tags are clear. I don't like the printing on tag though. It's too small.
It's very small. It's very hard to read.
That's like, right?
Yeah.
It's smaller than that. And that's the biggest print they have because that's the biggest card they do, right?
Well,
I'm sure they could read that.
no, they can't.
Wilt, 1970, 71 tops, Chamberlain, SGC, 3.5. That looks good right there, right?
Yeah.
If this was in clear, not so much. I think it makes it stand out, especially because of the white border. Mm-hmm. This is the kind of stuff people collect. They keep this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, listen, but I'm going to tell you something. Like, I probably have 6 of these currently in my personal inventory.
Oh, okay.
Right? I bought this. They had it underpriced. Okay? And that's just the way life goes. And I went like 20% of what they even had it listed at. I went under that, and I bought it for. And it's only it's like 100 and in today's market, in today's world, in auction, right? eBay auction, I could see this going for 200. Book value is probably in that 145, 155 for this grade.
Got you.
Right? But I have a 7, I have an 8, I have an 8.5. But there's not too much demand for this, right? The names, but the market is online, not going to shows. This is once again one just like this. Take these to shows. We used to take and baseball ones, man. It just takes showcase space for what's selling in the market right now.
Right.
And they're great. It's good stuff. So, any which way. Sorry. What else do we have cooking here, man?
Well, I think now we're in June.
Are we?
All right, so summer's here. July 4th is approaching.
We're having a 4th of July trade night, right? When are we having it? July 2nd at the Brass Buckle.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah, I think so. The same kind of nonsense, man. I'll be there.
Yep, me too.
But so that's at the Brass Buckle, Cunningham. You're the dealer. Bring your stuff. Bring everything. Bring your good cards, your bad cards, your bulk. You never know what somebody's going to buy, and come early. You get a table. We'll bring some extra showcases. You can just not keep it. We'll give it to use there, and we'll give it back to us before, if you don't have one. But once again, July 2nd, 5 to 9.
Yep, and then
upstairs at the Buckle. But July 11th, Johnny Moran and the Moose guys run a show in Northeast PA at the Viewmont. They're having an event at PNC Field, which is AAA Yankee Rail Riders. That was a fun show to do last year.
Oh, I love it.
We had a blast. We brought the whole team. I knew it was going to be a beautiful day, right? And the sun. I mean, it was a hot day, but they had these fans. We were right by, where they had the refreshments and all this. They had it staffed enough, and you can get anything you wanted, from food, the beer, to whatever. I'm sure it's going to be the same. I went on the field. I was down in the dugout, man. I really was. It was like, yeah, let me be down here, right? The show, I'm sure, is going to be sold out again. We are a vendor. I don't know any other information other than that.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's kind of the email that everybody else got to, right?
Moose makes it pretty easy though, especially because it's a 10 o'clock start. A lot of people from that show are very local, so it's not too far for most people.
Yeah, Beanie hooked that up. We kind of gonna go from there and see what happens.
Yeah. Then what else we got? In August we have 2 shows. We got the Hollywood Casino show, where that's 2 levels. We were saying bottom floor is sports, top floor is Pokemon.
I believe so, or vice versa, whatever they do.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a table at each, trying something just a little bit different. And that kind of like lets us play two roles, though, too. We could take at shows higher end cards and not kill any inventory at the shop.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're going with it, is kind of like, okay, let's move this stuff, right, before it gets stale, right? It's high stuff. Let's get it at the peak, right, of the market if we could. And I'm going to tell you, I bought this at the bottom of the market for this guy, and it's going to the moon, baby. You got to catch them all. I'm telling you. No,
And then,
God, right?
lastly, in August, you have
tell me.
what's the?
Oh, sorry.
The Eastern. I'm trying to remember.
It's the East Coast National.
East Coast National. There
Yes.
we go.
So it's right after the National. It used to. This is the way it used to be, man. And this is such a unbelievably cool show. It's at the Westchester County. This is a Vinny show. This
14th through the 16th.
Yeah, this is a Vinny show.
Vinny.
He has great signers, and this is the one. If you're going to do any of those New York shows, this would be the one, because it's 2 floors. It's at the old Knickerbocker Arena at the Westchester County Center, right? I say it's so nice. They should definitely hire me for that one. But I'm telling you, man, it's a good one, right? And then that leads us, like, from there, probably something later in August. And so did you say the Hollywood Casino? We did that one? Hollywood? Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not listening.
that's the 8th. And
Then you got like the Philly show coming up. From there. But it's kind of like, we've turned into like buyers, like more buyer. Because I think we see, and especially if it's graded stuff, we're buyers. It's see what it is, right? Is there a market for us with it? Can we move it? Is there margin? That's the kind of stuff you have to be looking at. And I'll give you an example, right? So Beanie, right? So we love Beanie. Couldn't be here tonight. He's in New York State with Brian's kid playing baseball. And so I had 4 cards at a friend's table. I said, Beanie, go buy these cards. I sent them a picture of it too. I said, of one of each card. And the guy, Jay, hey, he's there. Yeah, I said, listen, I'm going to send Beanie over to buy these cards from you. It was 2 Jordan cards that were like $15, $20, right? They were nothing. They were like, gimme, right? I was going to do something with them with our mystery stuff that we do. That does, or the wheel, right? Because they're cheap. And a Brunson IP Auto, PSA authenticated. Beautiful card. That's a good idea. Bring Brian over. Brian, you want to come over and talk about Topps Chrome Cosmic WWE?
Yes.
That's a nice card.
It's handsome.
Woo, baby. I pulled this card, right? John Cena, Venus. These are the Planetary Pursuit, whatever. And if you see that there, right? We have it at $200. I think that's relatively pretty good for a case hit. Grace card, right? Do we get another one of these or no? Not another one of that.
Not that one. I mean, this was the...
No other planets, though. Like, they chase these things.
Yeah, and this is a Star Fractor case hit. It's like one of the, like a mini case hit, they call them, I guess. But,
SSP?
Yeah.
I think, from what I saw, right, I think the cards are made good. Right, I think, I think that's a great card. I saw this card last night. This wasn't the second box. Well, you and I did this one.
Yeah.
Out of 99, Bret Hart. That's a great looking card. I think for $20, there's another one.
The Yoko, yeah, it was first on print. Yeah. Nobody noticed that last night.
Yeah, no, but I mean, these things are, I think they're great looking, man.
It is.
I truly do. I think to date it's probably their best product, but it's hobby only, so it's not attainable, not really attainable to the outside public unless you come into a hobby shop, right? You know what I mean? Or go try to buy it on somewhere online, right? But I think our stuff is solid, and we'll have lots of singles.
And that's but that's a good reason why like you're getting a lot of $15, $20, $25, $30, $35 cards spread out through the box. Because they're not so overly produced coming from blasters, coming from megas, the way that Topps Chrome football is.
Right.
like the first week, you're getting a silver Tyler Shook rookie, silver Jackson Dart rookie. They're selling for like 300, 400, 200, and 2 weeks later, the Shook is like $10 now.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
he didn't do nothing.
right.
Just-
So all right, man. So tell me, right? So at the shop here, right? You know, tell me what we're doing with these binders, man. You know, this is new for us. I know you guys. You know, it's part of the shop. You know now, and we're kind of like doing things with these binders to have more cards out, better cards, right? I love the idea, man. I love it. I think that we could show, especially if it's a smaller set, but we know wrestling. You know, we even have a new case, right? What'd you do with the case up there, man? You got rid of my vintage.
Well, it was just.
Well, not really rid of it, just moved it.
The vintage football over there, it was a little smaller. It didn't need its own full showcase, basically. And then we had an open case over here that kind of just had random vintage like hockey and some leftover baseball of like the cheaper baseball that's not in the big vintage case. But yeah, I figured, you know, the way wrestling is, people do come up to our table all the time like, oh, do you have any wrestling? And we're always like, no, we have a little bit at the shop, but we didn't bring it with us because we have so few of it. But now we've just been starting to collect like some of the more mid-range cards, mid-tier cards, a couple case hits we've pulled. And yeah, it just has its own home now.
This is kind of easy at a show.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
with the books, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't have your super high-end stuff in here, man. You know, this is a liability too. I mean, just for people watching, I mean, this, you know, is a see you later. I'm out the door, right? So obviously you got to plaster your name all over it and all that fun stuff. You know, this is for the shop, but you know, it's kind of like, okay, you know, you need more table space, but you don't want to buy another table. But this is a way to do, you know, we see a lot of guys, Brian, you know, on the road, we see how many tables, like especially at like White Plains, just with binders, Jimmy, right?
There's only so many spots at a show.
Yeah.
You know, in the showcases. So if we bring a couple books, keep them behind the table with us for the wrestling fan that comes up and says, hey, do you have any wrestling? You know, they'll look at our little wrestling case area and we'll say, hey, here, we have a binder or two. You know, if you want to skim through this with like the, you know, cheaper to mid-range cards.
Yeah.
You know, the most expensive being in the showcase. So it's just another easy way to get more cards to be seen at a show.
And that's where I am at with look, having more cards at the show. Because like I don't want to carry a big box with me anymore wherever I'm going.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, whenever I go to a show, I don't want to buy more tables than I have to.
Yeah.
So
what do you think about what's happening at shows now, especially that one that we were just at, where sports were a low percentage?
You're gonna make them curse.
Well, you know, compared to what things used to be.
Well,
you know, you remember what things used to be, man. When you would see one or two tables with Pokemon, we would laugh about it, and they, oh, what he's doing, and like whatever. That was like that for years, and then it kind of just went from.
I'm gonna rephrase Gabe's question real quick.
I'm not gonna give you a mean answer.
I'll give you. What's your favorite Pokemon? Is how I'm gonna rephrase the question.
The blue one with the couple legs. No, but I mean, I'm just saying from what I overheard at the beginning of the pod here when you guys were talking. For me, because you do it all, That's what I do. Right. So you collect. You also do it. You also do it to make a couple bucks.
Yep.
You know you're in it and you play the game. You're in it for multiple reasons. I personally think that because I don't want to say there's not so many of like a certain card like that. I'm not saying it's flooding the market like a certain card, but I think it's so easy for these kids with the phones and everything. I think it's easier for them to buy a card off you for 20, sell it to him for 25. Buy a card off this guy for 50, sell it to this guy for 60. I think that
definitely
the majority of the kids and all the people, like now there's more just Pokemon tables because I think it's easier to be able to buy something, flip it for $5, flip it for $5, flip it for $5, and that's what I'm seeing more of because
Flip-a-thon.
if you do go to, but if you do go to the big tables,
I love that.
And even if this show really was, I would even say 70-30 Pokemon to sports, but the sports that were there. Like I mean, there's huge cards in there. Like like I was looking at I'm looking at the downtowns like everybody else is for sports, and it's just like boom, $1,500, $1,800, $2,000, and some of these guys are priced $200-$300 higher, and they're harder to obtain. So I really think it's a lot easier for everybody in general to just go buy $100 poke card for 90, flip it to this guy for 95, and like these kids are just doing the cycle over and over and just make $5, make $5.
Yeah, whatever. It's however market
That's
manipulation
what I
works.
think,
It's
and
however
if
can
it
be.
works, it works.
So I was, walking through that show, and I was buying vintage. I was buying vintage at 70%, and I was successful the whole time.
Oh yeah, that one stack was incredible.
Right. I mean, it was like put it all together, 70%, and with room to move. With room to move, for sure. So, and that was beneficial for us, but, that was a brand new show, right? So volume was, up, down, up, down, up, down, even when I was there, So it's kind of like, how do you get, how do you get a big show, big venue, and great on your feet with the carpet that they have there? Great food, great bathrooms, great security, great everything. Not a complaint about the show. Is how do you get more people there, right? So it's definitely a day. They have huge space for autographs, right? Maybe not.
The space is there though. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's definitely there.
So like listen, I can't wait for the next one. But as for like volume at the table, no, not really. Whatever. It was beneficial for us to be there, so whatever. Doesn't matter.
I thought the sales were pretty good for the first 3 hours or so. Like all of our bigger cards were selling, and then after that, there might have been 3 straight hours where nobody bought a card. But in that 3 hours, we were buying great deals that the card shop's going to see.
I mean, we did very well. We went there. I had a goal in mind of what we wanted to accomplish. We certainly did. We have to watch as a shop, for ourselves. We have to maintain inventory. We can't just, not replenish, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have to go on the buying offensive, right? Because that's kind of where, unless anybody wants it raw, right? That's kind of like, where you are right now with certain categories in this industry. And, you're starting to feel that, starting to see these cards that are, Mike Baker authentication or whatever come, it'd be a PSA 10. Oh, really? Okay. It's not right now. I don't know, man. That kind of stuff aggravates me, but I mean, whatever. Things it is what it is when it comes to, how Pokemon and TCG is in the shop. I mean, it's a seller. It's goofy,
Hey, you guys just got comped.
My coach cards.